Good evening. Welcome to Friday's Hope, a place where we share hope for everyone, everywhere, in every situation, regardless of what you're going through. I'm Elder Sue, and I am one of the elders at the Worship Center here in Dixon, Illinois, and founder of Friday's Hope. It's going to be a short video today. I hope that's okay with y'all. And it's interesting how something happened that goes right along with this video, so we're talking about special days or places or times when it's difficult and it's hard to get through times like the holidays, special events, birthdays, and even anniversaries. Tomorrow, November 15th, is my birthday, and for many years I dreaded it. I just was very quiet about it. I hoped I could get through it without too many problems. And it was the same day for me for Mother's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and any other holiday. Any holiday. Just let me get through it. Not too many problems. I'll be real quiet and do what I have to do. But this year is different. And it's been different for me for quite a while. But it was a process. Trust the process that God has you going through. It was a process. It's not always been 100% super wonderful, but it's been different. And I've had a much better attitude about it. And my children, my grandchildren, my friends have made it better for me too. The biggest difference in my life in this last month has been the realization how deep the verse, "I can do all things through Christ," really goes. How deep it goes into my spirit and into yours. So here's the backstory. I started to wake up in the morning and I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to do any ministry. I didn't even want to go get groceries. I just wanted to stay right there in bed. And I started to be resentful that I had to get up and go do things. That was the first clue that something was up, because I love doing what I do. I absolutely love being with people, taking care of people. I love doing ministry. I love doing what I do. I love my life, And so I thought, okay, this resentment, this isn't right. Why am I resentful? So I started taking a self-check, Am I sick? No, nothing wrong with me. I'm fine, okay. Maybe I'm really tired. Well, some days I'm tired, but not every day, not all the time. So the resentment started to wake me up to another level of my need for my mental health that I needed to care for. And I just want to stop and tell you right there that if you are feeling or thinking different, that it might be a sign for you to maybe do a self-check about your mental health, because that's not like me. Anytime anybody asks me to do something, sure. And if I can, I do. And I love doing it. But I was laying in bed feeling resentful that I had to get up out of the bed and go do things. That made no sense to me. I've been a born-again believer in ministry in over 40 years. I love the Lord Jesus with all my heart. And I've been blessed to do a lot of things in my almost 72 years. So that's when I decided I better start doing the self-check. And I better check and see if I was sick, if I was just plain tired. None of those were yes. So I didn't understand what was going on. I'm fine. I was resenting all the things I had to do, which made no sense because I love what I do. But sometimes I just got tired of doing those things. Bingo. That was the beginning. The second thing about what was going on with me and why I was resentful, that still didn't make any sense. And I realized this simple verse, the beginning of the answer, because for the most part I was taking care of life, doing things in my own strength. My own strength, my own attitude, my own personal life, my own whatever. I was doing things in my own strength. So that verse, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, really struck home. Now, I've known that verse for probably 40 some years. It was one of the first verses I learned. It was probably one of the first verses that I was taught. I memorized when we became born again believers. We were asked to memorize a lot of the verses. And I do that. I pray, God help me. I know I can do things, all things through Christ who strengthens me, which is where this funny story comes up. So for those of you who don't live in Illinois, we have what's called stink bugs. The reason they're called stink bugs is they fly, and they're ugly and brown, and when you kill them or squish them, they stink. They let out this awful smell. It's kind of like killing a little brown skunk. So I went to get on my laptop, and it was right there on my laptop, just crawling around. I thought, well, I'm not going to kill you on my laptop, that's for sure. So I swept him off. He flew off, and I lost him. I said, okay, fine. He can just be wherever he needs to be. And I'm thinking, okay, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I do not like bugs. I do not like any kind of bugs, especially ones that fly. So next thing I know, he's crawling up on my ceiling and my wall, right? Of course, beyond where I can reach him, I'm only 4'11". There's no way I'm going to be able to reach these ceilings. So I knock him down again with the broom. All right, I got a broom. I can knock him down. Lost him again. Second time. I'm still not liking the fact that there's a bug crawling around. And he was crawling on the ceiling right above my head. Right above my head. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, including kill this bug. Sorry for those of you who are nature lovers who don't think bugs should be killed. I'm not one of them. Okay, third time now, I see him on my wall. He's within reach. So I grab the fly swatter, I smack him, and then I smush him. I just smush him because they have a hard shell on him. I smush him and I smush him. Take it off. Of course, the smell is awful. Scoop him into the garbage can. Scrape my fly swatter off because I sure don't want that on it. And I keep smelling the smell. Well, the fly swatter has got holes in it, and it got all over my hand. So I was in the bathroom for about 5 minutes washing my hand off, washing that stink off. But I'm just thinking, here I am, all scared of this bug, and I'm trying to teach y'all I can do all things through Christ. Absolutely, I got rid of that bug. He is no longer with us. I'll deal with the smell that was permeating my apartment in a little bit. But the beginning of the answer, because for the most part I was taking care of life, is I was doing things on my own strength. Again, don't get me wrong. I was praying, I was in the Word, I certainly was relying on God. I asked for His help all the time, but there was a level of motivation. Hear that. There's a level of motivation that I needed to flip the switch on and help me realize that the motivation didn't have to be me, that the doing of things and helping people didn't have to be me. It had to be in Jesus' strength, not me. And that level, God was trying to get me to that deeper level, much deeper level. It was the mindset. It was a difference. It wasn't, oh, I got to do this, that, or the other thing. I need to make lists. I need to do this. No. It was a motivational mindset that said, I can get up this morning and this day can go just great. Yes, I have some things I have to do, but you know what? I'm going to do them in God's strength. Today, I went to the church office, printed out the announcements, answered some emails, answered some messages, answered some messengers, threw some stuff out in the garbage, just all sorts of little things, put the announcements up on the overhead, etc., etc., and I'm just bouncing around because I don't have to do any of this on my own. My motivation isn't anything. It's God's motivation to be able to do these things, and I love doing ministry. I absolutely love it. But my motivation, my mindset had to be about Jesus' power in me. So I've taken that verse and I've literally poured it into every single aspect of my life. From getting out of bed, I mean literally, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I had a friend years ago that really got stuck in a really bad part of depression, as her husband was trying to get her up and she wouldn't. If I had known this then, I could have helped her a lot better with that. But now I can get out of bed through Christ who strengthens me. My motivation for crawling out of bed is Jesus, because he's my strength. So I literally poured that verse into every single aspect of my life, from getting breakfast, what to wear that day, what to do that day, everything. And I continue to think that, to say that, and then there's a different mindset, becomes so much stronger and better. I quit saying, oh, I gotta do this, or oh, I gotta do that, that gotta, I have to, I got to do this. I started saying, Jesus, this is what the day looks like for me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And it just changed my whole mindset. There's a much deeper understanding of it. I'm not sure I can completely explain it, but sometimes I think about the day, this day or the next day, as paired with, I know I can do this because of Jesus. I'm walking in much more peace. I'm walking in much more strength mentally. Your mental health absolutely sometimes even dictates your physical health, your physical strength. I promise you, my mental health has held me back many times. I can do all things through Christ, and he's my motivation to get up and get dressed and get out the door. Now, I did that before. I still got up and got dressed and got out the door. But this whole new place of being motivated by him, this whole new place of wrapping myself in him and making him just pour into every aspect of my being has just strengthened me to where I get up much happier. I'm at much more peace because I'm not trying to do everything on my own. How many times have I told you to reach out to God? Look, I'm still learning this, and I've been a believer over 40 years. It's like an onion. There's lots of layers to peel. Well, there's another layer that just got peeled off me. So the biggest shift was I now look forward to the day, and I haven't looked forward to doing a new day for a long time, and that was the biggest sign that I had started to change, that my mindset had started to change. Biggest sign. I look forward. So I'm looking forward to my birthday tomorrow. I don't have anything planned. I don't know if my kids, grandkids, anybody has anything planned. Friends, doesn't matter. I'm going to look forward to my birthday. And I'm just going to do it just because it's another new day. And Jesus is there with me. As I'm thinking about this, about going to tomorrow, just because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, it seems like such a simple revelation. But as I share this, I'm almost in tears because Jesus is so amazing. And he loves me, he loves you so, so deeply, so deeply. So I encourage you, if you're feeling down, if you feel like you want to hurt yourself or others, please reach out to God. Get into his word, and then he'll guide you on who to reach out to, what professional to reach out to. He's there for us. That doesn't seem like a big deal to everybody, except when I'm not willing to get out of bed. That doesn't even make sense to me. I've been up and at it 6 o'clock in the morning as long as I can remember when I started having children. My oldest is 40-something. So for me to not even want to get out of bed didn't even make sense. And then I started with I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. and I was excited about getting out of bed. The peace that rides with me every day is amazing. I'm just going to do it in God's strength. He's got it. He's got it. So reach out. If you're struggling over the holidays, if you're struggling and you want to feel like you hurt yourself or others, please reach out to God. Reach out to your pastor, the police, hospital, doctors, somebody. Reach out to God and reach out to somebody that'll help you. God will guide you to the places that'll help you. So that's it for Friday's Hope. Kind of short today, but I wanted to share with you a little bit about what God's doing in my life. Because what I share on Friday's Hope is many times, what God has done in my life, and it's been successful for me anyway. So I want to share with you. I want to share with you to see that you live a successful, peaceful, wonderful life. I love y'all. You have a great night. I'll see you next Friday. God bless you.